Welcome back to another episode of the In Between Overs podcast. We're your host of the day's play. I'm Tehran.
And Amishan, sports is poetic. And even though this was a rubber game, no real result really impacting the series result, Rohit and Virat Kohli swing it back 10 years ago with a beautiful, beautiful chase, beautiful shots. They look like their old selves. It was, I think, a treat to watch not only for cricket fans all over the world, especially for the fans who were there in Australia. Incredible chase, was able to get at least one victory in this ODI series, and with it being led by Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, was, I think, a very, very nice spectacle to watch. Tron, what were your thoughts about the game?
We got it. We got what we wanted. The Roko special that everyone was craving for after the first couple ODIs. We saw glimpses from Rohit. We finally got it from Virat Kohli. There was no chance he was going three ducks in a row, and he played really well. The partnership was a classic vintage Rohit Kohli partnership. It was a chase as well. Couldn't get better. And shout out to the Sydney crowd. They got to witness the last batting performances of the two goats, the modern goats of Indian cricket.
Yeah, and if you even look at if you even put a little focus on Rohit Sharma's career, I believe he started his career in Australia, and now the way he was able to sort of end off his Australian career with a century kind of really shows the full circle moment. But he looked like $1 million. He looked also like he was 20 pounds less. What's going on with Rohit Sharma?
Yeah, it seems like he's cut out the rotis and the chapatis and the chole bhatures. It's all out of his diet, and he's looking slimmer every day. And it's showing in his batting because I think everyone was so excited to see Kohli more than Rohit. I think between the two, obviously, I feel this is an opinion, but more people are excited to see Kohli than Rohit. They're both extremely good, but he has shown up to the plate in these three ODIs, and he ended up getting player of the series.
Yes. Incredible batting. And yeah, it did obviously Kohli did look a little gray in the first two matches, but Rohit Sharma was able to, score some good runs. To your point, was able to get man of the series as well. Some great batting. Even now, like taking a quick glimpse on Virat Kohli. When he got that single to get off the mark, the little fist bump towards the crowd. I like the little reaction from him.
Yeah, he definitely. The one thing I like about him is he knows what's going on, even though he won't talk about it. He knows what the crowd is thinking, what people are saying. He knows, but it shows also that he doesn't let it affect him personally, but he keeps it in the back of his mind. And if he achieves it or does the opposite or does what someone else says that they're not able to do, he lets you know that. And in this case, it's like, yeah, I did it. See, I scored my one run. So that was pretty good. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and as we are just kind of starting off with India's batting here, I think we also take a quick glimpse into Shubman Gill's batting performance. Now, our all format player unfortunately was not able to get the best series ODI
Our
series.
all format captain too, and
But yes,
going to be all format captain.
yes,
He's vice captain
very
T20, but he's pretty much going to be all format captain.
yes, you're exactly right. He is definitely being molded to be that. Not the best series from Shubman Gill, pretty mediocre scores.
Yeah, I'm not too flustered about it. Sherman Gill has given us a lot in the last 6 months to a year, especially in tests. And I'm not worried about it. It's fine if he doesn't score runs right now. I think he'll come back into it. I'm not flustered. You got the T20 eyes as well, so I'm sure he'll score runs there.
Yes. No, I do agree with that. So, no, beautiful chase from Team India. Kind of very poetic as well, as Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. What do they say in Australia? Left on red or red? What do they say?
Yeah. And they say 74 red and 121 red.
There you go. And hey, I did see this tweet as well. Again, it does have to be confirmed, but if it is incredible, apparently Kohli in his last innings needed a 74 net out, a minimum score of 74 net out to have a 50 average in Australia ODI cricket. So sometimes things just work out. Again, I do have to fact check that fact, but if it's true, incredible.
If it's true, let us know in the comments. But that sounds unreal. It just sounds like destiny. Feels like that's been his whole career.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm sure we'll talk more about that when that time comes, when that curtain is called
Not yet.
in cricket. But for now, we
Not
still
yet.
get to witness the great match. So let's talk about how India got to this position. They were only chasing 237. Apparently, the wicket was a good wicket to bat on. I think the panelists, and I was watching a little bit of Zahir Khan and Harsha Bhogle talk on Crick Buzz, and they were saying how, it felt like if India restricted Australia to 270, 280, it'd be a good score. They ended up restricting Australia to 237, and let's talk about the main man, the main man from a wicket standpoint that actually triggered the collapse, because Australia were 183 for three, and they were looking set to put up a score close to 300. And do you want to reveal the main man? You're
Man, hey, we're talking about we're talking about all
We're talking
format
about
players
boys.
here.
We're
We're
talking
talking about
about
all
boys, though.
format. Yeah, yeah, fair. All format boys. No. You do have to give a shout out to Harshit Rana, was bowling gas, as you specifically messaged me that night.
Yeah.
Harshit Rana is bowling gas. He was. He's definitely bowling quick. Got some great speed, got some great bounce as well, and he was able to extract some good wickets. He also had, I think, some great full deliveries as well. So I think he had some good full deliveries that caught a few batsmen out of place. I believe Mitchell Stark was one of them. No, yeah, I was able to bowl really well. I'm not sure who he got this wicket of, but it was a beautiful short
It was,
delivery.
yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. It was Mitchell Owen.
It
It
was
was
Mitchell
Mitchell
Owen,
Owen.
yes.
It was a back of a length ball that bounced a little extra because of his height and his effort ball, and it was like you couldn't do anything. That was an unplayable ball.
It was a first slip catch, right?
Yeah. Rohit Sharma
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
catch. It was
yeah.
beautiful, and you could see it in Harshit Rana. Like he was so happy with that wicket. Like that was him getting the batter out, not the batter getting himself out, which is amazing.
Exactly. And it did seem like a wicket that Gautam Gambhir would envision for a player like Harshit Rana.
Yeah,
So no,
absolutely.
you,
Like
you do
a
have to
hit
give
to
him
that.
credit for that.
Yes. It was a phenomenal performance from him. I sensed something different, and even when I sent you the message that he was bowling gas, he hadn't taken a wicket yet, but just something was different in the way that he was running into the crease, and he was really putting the ball. He's really trying to put the ball on the pitch. He wasn't just trying to bowl. He was trying to like hit the deck, and you saw something different. And then it showed in the four wickets that he took. And all four wickets were him getting the batsman out. Carey mistimed his shot. The ball was a little higher than he anticipated, which again, kudos to Harshit Rana. Mitchell, when we talked about, Cooper Connolly was outfoxed by a slower ball. And then
Yes,
Josh Hazelwood got a full ball after Harshit Rana bowled slower balls. He got a full Yorker. So kudos to him. A really good performance. And well, much deserved, especially with all the hate that's going on online and social media and the pundits saying, why is he in the team? I've been saying this and I'll say it again. India definitely, the selectors, the coach, the management definitely see potential in Harshit Rana. I see potential in Harshit Rana. I think he has the ability to be in the mold of, like, if I was sharing this with you, if we're looking at present day comps, he's like a Bryden Cars for England, where he's
yeah,
a big unit. He's a big unit. He has the ability to bowl the heavy ball, and he can swing the bat as well, which is what India need. India hasn't had a fast bowler that was a big unit like Harshit Rana in a long time. The fast bowlers that we can think of over the many, many years of Indian cricket are usually either we get the unicorns like Ishan Sharma who are tall and lanky, but most of the time they're medium build guys. You don't think Bumrah is a big unit. You don't think Shami is a big unit. You don't think Zahi Khan is a big unit. All these great bowlers, right? But Harshit Rana is someone like a Bryden Carr, someone like a Cummins, where they're big units, and and we've never had someone like that. I think the couple players that we've had in Indian cricket that I can think of, and I mentioned to you, is VRV Singh and Manpreet Goni, and we all know what happened to them. So I can see why India is invested in Harshit Rana because if he's able to put on performances like this on a consistent basis, then we have another fast bowler that we can rely on.
No, I agree. I agree. You kind of do it is a different sort of variety of bowling that he does
Yes.
provide. So it definitely is sort of an asset to have. But look, but one thing about me, Tehran, is if I can't talk my piece about Harshit Rana, I'll find someone else. And Prasidh Krishna was so inconsistent. He was so inconsistent. I think he at one point gave, I think it was like maybe like he gave double digit scores in an over, he's bowling all over the place. I know he was able to get a wicket, but I think just not bowling his full quota also kind of shows how he was just not bowling his best. And it is unfortunate because he has had those really great innings, but he's been very inconsistent.
Yeah, I don't know if it's maybe he didn't have a lot of match time recently, but he looked a little out of sorts. I liked again that Shuman Gill gave him a chance, and because we did notice that Mohammad Siraj didn't bowl as many overs as the other fast bowlers. So maybe he wanted to give Prasidh Krishna a go and see what he'd do, and he did okay. It wasn't his best performance, but he contributed with one wicket at least, being go wicketless. But yeah, a little off color. I think it's maybe because it was first game of the series, and that could be it, right? So who knows? But I still
Exactly.
think he's a good bowler to have in as a backup or amongst the boys as people.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then also very quickly on India's bowling performance, we also have to give a shout out to Shreyas Iyer for a beautiful catch. I think
Yes,
news came out that he may be potentially hurt.
man.
Yeah, I think that happened. I think just it was a press release a couple hours ago. I think he's still gonna get further scans at the hospital. But beautiful, beautiful catch. And I think it was off of Harshit Rana's bowling on Alex Carey, I believe.
Yes, 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 it was. It was a really good catch running back, and I hope he hasn't hurt his back. He seems to have a lot of back issues, and yeah, I really hope he's fine, and hopefully he's good to go for. Is he in the T20 squad? I don't think so, right? I don't think
I
he's
don't
back.
think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think so, but so he'll get some rest.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he'll be fine for the next series, whenever that is. I do want to give a shout out to one of the most underrated spells in the game, Washington Sundar. 10 overs, 2 wickets, 44. It may not show in the actual numbers, but his bowling performance was one of the reasons why India were able to pull it back a little bit because Australia got off to a really good start, and it was him and Akshar Patel, surprisingly, not Kuldeep Yadav, but him and Akshar Patel that were able to stem the flow of runs and really add a little bit of pressure on the Aussies. Didn't let them get away with it. Washy was actually able to take a couple wickets, which was good for him. And I don't think Shubman Gill planned to bowl out Washy. He never really has bowled a full spell. In wonders, Washy will generally give you a few overs here and there, right? But he trusted him to bowl the full 10, and he did a great job.
Yes, yes. I think 100% huge underrated performance for Washy. Great run rate as well. And I think even, all the Indian spinners played it pretty well this match. I was listening to Ashwin as well, and he raised a really good point. Where it does seem like Sena countries in any format, if the player is new on the crease, struggle a little bit early on with the Indian spinners. I know that, for example, Akshar Patel was able to get I think he was able to get Mitchell Marsh. I think it was Mitch Marsh, right?
Yeah, it
Uh,
was much, right?
and I know he was more established, but I did find that comment interesting because I did see like some of the middle order batsmen struggle with just reading some of the balls from, especially from Kuldeep Yadav. So it's a good thought process to have where, or it's a good potential lever to pull for Shubman Gill, where if a new batsman comes to crease, get the spinners on, and let's see if they're able to actually read the balls coming out of the hands.
Yeah, and this combination actually works really well for India, and it's nice to see it work in, as you said, a Sena country or a non-Asian pitch. Because I feel India's best combination in bowling, regardless of where they go, is three fast or medium and three spinners
Yeah.
of variety. And I think that's the best combination for India. And in this match, they did go with the extra bowler, and they left out Nitish Kumar Reddy. So India, I believe, were a batter light, or at least have a longer tail because you'd have, let's see, so Washy at 7 and Harshit at 8. I mean, that's not bad. That's still not a bad situation to be in, but from a batting standpoint. But I like this. I like this combination with having a 3 and 3 in the bowling unit, and again, means that if someone has an off day, you don't have to bowl them out completely.
Exactly, exactly. And no, it does give a lot of flexibility as well with the variety of bowlers that they have. So I agree. It is a interesting combination that definitely has its merits.
I think the main problem for India is developing Nitish Kumar Reddy into a bowler like Hardik Pandya, where you can rely on him for more than just 3 or 4 overs, where you can get at least 8, 9, maybe 10 overs. I don't think I don't think he's at a stage where you'd consider him as an out and out bowler, if that makes sense. Like Hardik Pandya in certain games, he may be your number two bowler
Yes,
from
yes,
a
yes.
fast bowling standpoint, right? He
Yeah, yeah.
opens the bowling and
Yep.
he's relied on as part of the bowling plans. So far, Nitish Kumar Reddy has felt like a selection where not horses for horses, but more like a safety net selection. Like, oh, if we have a collapse, we have Nitish Kumar Reddy. If the bowling suffers, we have Nitish Kumar Reddy to give us a few overs, right? But he's not part of the main plans. He seems to be part of like plan B and plan C in case plan A doesn't work out. They have Nitish Kumar Reddy in the side to give them a little bit batting cushion, to give them a little bit bowling cushion.
I completely, completely agree. I would even go further and say I don't think he's proven his batting yet. I think I think if he
At
gets
least in
us
white ball. At least in white ball. In tests, I think he has.
I apart from that one century in Australia,
Fair enough.
I know I think he's still young, there is promise. I think in red ball, if he gets you a consistent 30, 35, I think that's fine. But in white ball, I think he gotta at least get the same numbers of batting, at least a quick 35, at least a decent 40. I just don't have any notable I just don't have any notable innings I can reference that I can be like, oh, remember that inning from Nitish Kumar Reddy from a batting perspective as well. So I
That's
do think
true.
he does have promise, and I do 100% agree with your comments on the bowling because to your point, Hardik Pandya is literally opens the bowling and is a number two bowler. And you know if he's on his crease, he's getting a wicket. So if Nitish Kumar Reddy is able to evoke even 80% of those expectations, I think it's a solid.
Yeah, yeah, and I think he'll get there. I think he has the potential and the talent to turn into a Hardik Pandya. You gotta also look, Hardik Pandya wasn't like that right from the get-go.
Yes.
Definitely, I would say definitely has more talent right off the bat than Nitish Kumar Reddy, but that's unfair to compare him to Hardik Pandya. But at the end of the day, that's what people do. So if, like you said, if he can get to at least 70 or 80% of Hardik Pandya, I think that we'll have a good all-rounder on our hands.
Yes, yes, exactly right. Complete and would be a very dangerous combination to have for sure.
A little bit about Australia's batting. A lot of starts. No one really kicked off. Again, their middle order, even though experienced, they're putting on runs. They're able to get starts, but in this game they weren't able to continue.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, you saw really good glimpses as well. Renshaw, good 50 on his end. Cooper Connolly was he looked decent as well up until Harshit Rana got him out. So it does seem like some of the low expectation that some people may have had for Australia's batting um was kind of wiped away this series.
Yeah, yeah. Travis Head surprisingly didn't do much damage the entire series. It's been a pretty quiet one for Travis Head.
Yes, it has, especially to the bar that he has raised, sort of his batting expectations. But I do feel he is part of the T20 setup, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it'll
We'll
be
probably see some
fun.
fireworks there.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be a nice, fun series with him at the top as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In this lineup, in this batting lineup, I would, by looking at this lineup and maybe the T20s too, I'd say he's Australia's best batsman,
Yes, by a
right?
country mile.
On paper by a country mile. So yeah, nice that India were able to keep him quiet. All right, overall, how did you see the series? What were your takeaways from it?
I think still on paper, India does have the stronger squad. I think unfortunately they did, losing games 1 and 2, you're obviously out of the series, out of a 3-game series. But I do feel that if this was a 5-game series, which I think they should have done, especially with Rohit and Kohli having this being their last ODI tour of Australia, I think it could have been a little more competitive. I think India definitely could have competed for the full series win if this was a 5-game series. Because I think now they're acclimatized to the situation. It does seem like they're way more comfortable batting and bowling on in Australia. But you do gotta give it to Australia for being ready from day one and winning the series. But I think it was a good series. Definitely lots of promise for the Australian squad, but I don't think you can write off India's 11 as of yet. I think the last game especially shows what the team is capable of.
Yeah, the first game was right off, I would say, because it rained and stuff, so I wouldn't really count that first game. I think the second game is where India should have won that game, and I feel like if their fielding was even 10% better than it was that day, they probably would have won that game. From a selection standpoint too, I feel every series this happens. Every series, whether it's white ball, red ball, there's always that question mark on why isn't Kuldeep Yadav in the team? And every time he's in the team, he makes some sort of difference. It may not show in his stats in this game, but again, as you said, when he came on, the Aussie batsmen found it tough to score against him, and that's what you need. And if you're not playing Bumrah, I strongly feel you have to play Kuldeep Yadav because you that X factor bowler, and Bumrah and Kuldeep Yadav are the only two X factor bowlers in Indian cricket right now. And so if you're not playing one, you got to play the other one. And so they got to figure out how to squeeze him in permanently, whether that's bat up to 7. And maybe that might happen if they're able to mold Harshit Rana into a hitting all-rounder, like a bowling all-rounder that can smash the ball, give you those 20 extra runs or 30 extra runs with the bat. If you have that, then I'm comfortable with Harshit Rana at 8 and Kuldeep Yadav at 9 because Kuldeep Yadav can hold the bat too.
Yes, yes. No, I completely agree. He is a wonderful bowler that can definitely be a match winner. And I think in every squad you need batting match winners and you need bowling match winners. And he's definitely, if it's his day, he can definitely turn the match into India's favor any day of the week.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say if India just feel a little better in that second match, this would have been a more competitive series. Probably wouldn't have been talking about a dead rubber. We would have been talking about Rohit and Kohli, a partnership taking India to a series victory. But it wasn't meant to be. But I think India got a little bit of what they needed out of the series. I think they have a good squad to work with. There's no question marks now on Rohit and Kohli. I think they're going to remain in the team. I think we may see Jaddu come back into the team at some point. But yeah, I wouldn't. There's a few takeaways here and there, but I wouldn't look too much into the series. I think it was one of those where more so for the crowd, more so
Yeah.
for us to get to watch Rohit and Kohli, right? That's what it felt like. But yeah, I'm excited for these T20 eyes. So what are you looking forward to with the T20 eyes? Because I'm super excited about this series.
Super, super excited. I do want to see if Abhishek Sharma can continue his explosiveness and his form. So definitely intrigued to see how he performs in Australia because I do think it's his first time with the men's team in Australia. So definitely it'll be nice to see how he plays on those pitches.
Yeah, it's two of the top teams right now, I would say in T20. I think Australia are looking really good, really strong in T20. So I feel like we may be seeing a preview of potentially the semis or the finals of the World Cup next year. I know it's easy to say, early to say, sorry. Yeah, just the strength of the two teams is really up there, above the rest of the world right now, and I think I can't believe the Australian crowd not only get an Ashes summer, but they get India before the Ashes. Like, talk about appetizer and main course. Like, you wouldn't ask for any better.
They're spoiled. They're spoiled.
Yes, yes. So we're looking forward to that series. It's going to be a action-packed one. We hope there's no dead rubbers in that one. It'll be amazing for it to go all the way to the 50 Tony I. We'll be covering it as always, and we look forward to doing it. Until then, that stumps. Don't forget to like and subscribe.